think there are going to be several topics on the list. At the top of the list likely will be Gaza and President Trump's desire to see a ceasefire. He's been signaling this now for quite some days, and so I think that's going to be top of the list. Maybe even announcement of a ceasefire, if not during the meeting, then shortly thereafter. We've seen a deal negotiated before, so this isn't the first time. It may likely mirror previous deals, so ceasefire for 60 days, hostage exchange over that time. This time, it's reported that there may be the redeployment of the Israeli Defense Forces, and also that Hamas has to agree to no longer have these sort of hostage release ceremonies that they've been doing.
There could be a Gaza deal next week. Yeah.
How optimistic are you?
I'm very optimistic, but look, it changes from day to day. It's been changing for years. It changed. As I came in, I inherited a very bad situation in many ways.
It's in the aftermath of a 12-day war and then a ceasefire that we're seeing President Trump return again to this theme of the need for diplomacy and stabilization in the Middle East. And of course, this is something that in particular Gulf Arab countries have been pushing hard for. And so with that backdrop, there is going to be a push to see if there can be a way to de-escalate tensions with Iran. However, I think it is important to note that we're seeing Iran actually potentially move in the other direction.
Well, we're going to have a meeting on Iran, obviously. The success, that was a great success. And blown to pieces, the whole nuclear thing. I would say it's set back permanently. If they were going to do it again, they might as well start in a different location, because that location is totally demolished.
The tariffs on Israel are actually not as high as on many other countries. And so not sure to what extent, if at all, President Trump is going to be willing to move on that. Again, I think it's important to note that this meeting takes place in light of this pretty unprecedented move by the United States to enter into a conflict militarily in support of Israel and to ensure against the continuation of Iran's nuclear program. Having Prime Minister Netanyahu come to the White House and, not only sort of bask in a way, a military success in Iran, but also move toward a ceasefire in Gaza. I think for President Trump, this is going to be very important, not only to shore up his domestic base, but also to move forward on his sort of broader foreign policy agenda, which has really been focused on this idea of as he noted in his inaugural speech, President Trump as a peacemaker and looking to sort of negotiate significant diplomatic deals in the Middle East. For Bibi Netanyahu, he's coming to Washington, I think, in a sense, as part of a victory lap following this war in Iran, and looking to continue to deepen his political bona fides and credibility by demonstrating his popularity, or at least let's say it this way, by demonstrating his strong standing with President Trump, which is a critical factor in Israeli politics. It's kind of an amazing contrast between what the mood was like or how the two leaders were interacting in April, where there was a lot of speculation actually about a lot of daylight between the US and Israel, and areas of tension and differences, with Iran being at the top of the list. And then that will stand, I think, in marked contrast to what we will likely see on Monday, where these two leaders really are quite aligned on Iran, and indeed have both intervened together militarily against Iran. And I think are going to look to then from there show also kind of a shared position with respect to where to go next.